guys, welcome to Salty Snails. Today we have a different type of video. We will talk about our latest Timorim tournament that we had. We played a tournament of 4 games, 2 days and 2 games per day. It was really fun. We had 18 people, am I correct?
18 players, yes.
Yeah, 18 players. We started with 25 and we ended up at 18 because people have their own problems, life things and
schedules.
Whatever. Yeah, and yeah, it is what it is. We had a lot of fun over there. The community was alive. We felt it. It was a real blast, and yeah, we pretty much enjoyed all the time there, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, we also had a good food over there for sure, and yeah, the community is alive. That's what I like about the hobby. Although you go to the tournament, you meet all the people, and then you just like go outside and enjoy your life, just talk about the game and having fun with the friends. This is what I like about this game. This is what unites us and makes us enjoy the hobby beyond the competitive scenes and whatever it gives. Because yeah, this is the hobby we do.
It's also the only place that regularly hosts tournaments in Israel. It's pretty remote, so a lot of people take great effort to drive there, and we stay overnight. So except for the games, we also hang out, go to eat something, have a beer, have some fun, and then stay up late, joking about the games, having some discussions for tomorrow, and we really developed a close-knit friends, community of friends. So we keep in touch also between tournaments, and yeah, that really was what made Warhammer stay alive
In here, yeah.
the last year.
I think most of you don't understand, but community in Israel of Warhammer 40k exists, and I think most of you will be surprised because we are playing Warhammer 40k in Israel, and we are really active among all other sites. We read Reddit competitive, and we read Gunhammer articles. We play competitive in addition to
tournament scores.
Yeah,
across the
we read also the tournament scores across around the globe. Also the big GT tournament in UK with nearly 600 participants. We actually stayed in touch with that tournament and looked over lists and overall and gave our opinions. Although we are a small community and probably not as competitive as, like, I don't know, other YouTube channels over there that really go in those type of tournaments of 500 and beyond people and play hardcore. But we are doing our best, and yeah.
It has grown. It has grown the last few years.
Definitely. And also the level of people over here has just grown.
The level has definitely jumped in the last 2 years. And this tournament was a very tough tournament. I feel like everybody brought their A game and good lists and made preparations. We also had 1 or 2 weeks to study the lists. It was made available. Yeah,
we posted the list like 1 week prior to the tournament, and we, at least the Salty Snail community, I mean, we are a community as a whole, but we, the guys who make the videos, we are basically Salty Snails, and and we just invite the people. So we have our pretty much community within community of Salty Snails that we try to introduce videos and battle reports as we go. And yeah, we basically sat on Discord and chatted about the lists, and yeah, we just analyzed the list and talked about what is best to do against that, and how do we approach everything. So let's get into the tournament and the list. I have my laptop over here to go over with you guys on what happened over there. I hope it will be interesting. Yeah, it's 18 people only, but we did our best at least. So if you're interested in more tournaments. So yeah, we'll give you that. Okay, so guys, I want you to introduce this guy. His name is Tomer. He's a Genestealer legend. Listen, guys, he's a Genestealer legend. You don't see those type of guys anywhere, I think. But he came to the tournament with Genestealers and took a 6th place.
Very happy about it. Very happy about it.
I
didn't think that this was going to happen. I was expecting to maybe get some points and lose all of the 4 games.
But yeah, you made 3-1.
Yeah.
Three wins and 1 loss.
Sisters, Orks, and Blood Angels.
And each one of them has a codex, and you beat them.
And I have.
That's really amazing. I think that just proves that although codexes creep and stuff like that is a thing, but there is a big element of player sense and player skills, and I think Tomer here is a proof of that, because really he amazed all of our community, I think, if I'm not wrong, because wow, that what you did there was like shocking. Every time
even to myself.
Yeah. Every time you came to us and said like, oh, I won a game, and we were like, no way, bro. It's like, what? You cannot win with Genestealers, that's illegal. Yeah, so
it is very hard because we don't play primaries very well, which you really need to in 9th edition. But we will go over my list soon.
Yeah.
I just want to show that first of all, over social media, I was able to get in touch through Best Coast pairings with some players overseas in UK and United States. People who play big GTs, and I was able to get a sense through pretty much Facebook messaging and some discussions over it, how to take the last few codex juices out of the 8th edition codex from Genestealer Codes and make it work a little bit. So if you want to...
Yeah, so let's go over to the list. So our tournament, as I said, is 18 people, 18 players. So our first and best player at this moment is Alexei. He took the first place with his Grey Knights. Let's go over to the list a little bit and check it out. You just go to this site. We in Israel play under the Down Under pairings system, which is basically a lot of Australian and New Zealand players in tournaments like that. It's kind of different from Best Coast pairing, but it is what it is. We play through this.
Also leagues that play under WTC rules.
Yeah, also WTC rules. That's what we're talking about. So let's see over Alexei Belinsky. So basically, the big focus here is 4 Dread Knights. I guess it's because we are in touch with the world competitive scene, and I think I saw this type of list a lot of times. Many people just bring a lot of Nemesis Dread Knights and Interceptor Squad because they move 12 and sometimes even 24. That's crazy. That's crazy good.
Yeah, surprisingly with spell to redeploy.
Yeah.
And the jump packs of the interceptors, they surprisingly can be very good at board control.
Yeah.
And to get angles for their shooting. Dread Knights, I felt in my game against Alexei, is a very efficient unit.
Yeah, you played with him on your third round.
That was my chance for glory, but
you were 4th place.
After
so you had to match against Alexei. That was like the first place right there, and I had to face against another Grey Knight player called Guy. Now you did lose against Alexei's list.
Sadly.
Yeah, 20-0 was that?
Yeah, that was the maximum score for him. Sadly, I was a few points off, maybe
To gain 1 point.
Scratching one point against him. But I learned a lot from that. And he applied pressure with his whole army very early on. And it kind of overwhelmed me. So I now know I would take the deployment differently. Maybe send less units forward and then wait for him to come and then strike. But it didn't work out. This game, sadly.
I think Grey Knights are kind of in a good position against kind of a meta list, because honestly, I think the bolters that the regular Marines over there that carry just hits hard against all those toughness 3 units, aka Drukhari, Skitari, Sisters, and Genestealers in particular, even though they don't even have a codex. But we're waiting for that.
It also something to be said about being active in every phase.
Yeah.
Movement phase, fast, redeploy, shooting phase, nice heavy weapons on the Dread Knights, nice bolters everywhere.
Melee is extremely
melee. They're very nice. And then also like an Invo 4 on the Dread Knights. For
Invo 4 has carried so good.
Oh man!
All over the tournament, I heard people saying, "Oh, those so many 4-ups, so many 4-ups, so many 4-ups." It's sometimes totally missed, but sometimes totally like utterly successful. But it's 15-15 what you said.
Yeah, it's a pure 50-50, and when you get a good spike with the 4+,
yeah, for sure,
you can really absorb a lot of laser fire.
Yeah,
I had
especially Dark Lance fire from me.
What are we talking about? I shot him with 3 Ridge Runners, wounding 5 times with las cannons.
Yeah,
and he rolled all of them over 4.
Yeah, this hurts. Imagine if you lose at least 2 or 3, that would kind of change the game, because then they lose ballistic skill. Because let's be honest here, guys. Those Dread Knights at the moment are like mini knights that shoot pretty well. In addition, they are kind of sick in melee. In addition, that they can do some cheeky smite or I don't know, any other magic. So yeah, basically that's his list. Kaldor Drago is there to just buff around the units and make some buffs with his command phase that provides full reroll to hits, and do some magic over there. And in addition, the special thing that he has over there in that list is Librarian, just to make some flat 4 mortal wounds and what it's called, Vortex of Doom.
Vortex of Doom, which will feature later this episode. He against me, he took the Librarian and a 5-man strike squad, deep strike, and he tried to attack my home objectives.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was pretty good. He did use any deep strike against you?
Yeah, he did just dropped Librarian on me, but I will go to that when we will talk about what happened to me. And yeah, so next list is
some salt.
Yeah, so next list will be Guy of Fear over here. Let's see his list. Pretty much three
Dread Knights.
3 Dread Knights, yeah, 2 Rhinos, and a bunch of stuff.
Strike squads, interceptors, some servitors. For action monkeys.
Yeah, action monkeys for servitory. Yeah, he just put them every time, I think, in Deep Strike, and use them as just action monkeys. Yeah, that's it. They're cheap.
Score on retrieve Korean's data.
Yeah.
Maybe engage if that's not a good mission against his opponents. Nice flex option.
Yeah. Then we have me on the 3rd place. I took pretty much what they call Drukhari good stuff, pretty much. I got some...
What codes?
I took Cursed Blade. I kind of refused to take Cult of Strife because I think they're kind of overpowered. But since I took the third place, I am doubting my decisions at this very moment. But
no honor among thieves. Go on, Jay.
yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm still kind of torn apart because I know the supplement is extremely good and provides good stratagems, but I'm trying to avoid it because that's kind of a no-brainer, and I'm trying to show skills and gameplay more than my codex is broken. So yeah,
It's also more fun if you have to make some nice plays.
Yeah,
You have to think about it.
so yeah, I've got like 2 Incubi, some Scourgers, Ravager, 5 Raiders, yeah, and a bunch of Witches basically, like 2 Helions, 2 Reavers. Yeah, basically Drukhari good stuff. Nothing much to say, but you know, if you guys are interested, you can always go to Down Under Pairings and watch for our tournament called Timorim over here.
We also
check it out.
Put a link.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the description, guys. So 4th place we have Dor. He took Dark Angels. He took some switch on that Dark Angel stuff because he took some Successor Chapter, Bolter, Fusillade, and Master Artisans. He basically focused so much on Alpha Strike, I think. That's what he did with these 2 aircrafts, flyers, Red Wing Dark Talon, and he took, of course, 2 Talon Masters because that's how Dark Angels play at the moment in competitive scene, I guess.
Why not?
Yeah, they're pretty efficient. Like they go behind some 2 bodyguard units and just shoot.
Yeah, the mandatory command squad.
Yeah.
For the bodyguard rule.
Yeah.
So you can protect your Talonmancers from missiles from behind the wall.
Yeah. And of course we have Contemptor Dreadnought with 2 Volkite.
Only one though.
Yeah, only one. I guess points and flyers took out the points, but you never leave home without a Volkite. Bring your Volkite, guys. Always. Remember. So 5th place we have what it's called
Yoash Barak.
Yoash, and he brought 8,000 Suns. Yeah, so bunch of Rubric Marines, bunch of Terminators, and Ahriman, Infernal Master, 1,000 Suns, Demon Prince also, but without wings. So yeah, he still gave him Ore, although in Discord we talked about not giving him Ore and giving him other relic, some plate that reduces the attacks by half. But it seemed like he didn't take it. Yeah, we discussed about it that maybe it's better for Demon Prince to work as a counter-offensive melee unit.
But have the incoming melee attacks or ranged, or both?
Melee attacks. So that means like
still a bit.
So like imagine if you have a Strike Marine squad, strike squad from Grey Knights. So they attack 16 times. So basically what that plate does is reduce all the attacks by half, so that they will attack 8 times instead.
That's interesting.
That's pretty strong.
That's interesting.
That's a really strong counter.
If you can catch him out in the open.
Yeah, you can laser.
Yeah,
you can laser. But it doesn't matter. The relic that he took is Ore, so just removes auras or something like that. Not sure, but just debuffs the unit that has buffs or something like that. But either way, he will get lasered if he's in the open. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, going to the next list is 6th place is your list. Let's dig in, Tomer. Let's dig in.
Yes.
So I think you took a lot of vehicles in your list. A lot of vehicles.
Basically, when it boils down, we have aside from HQ, we have 3 units that are good, efficient, and they can play 9th edition missions to an extent. What jumps out the most is they took 3 units of 3 Ridge Runners for 70 points a pop. You get a D3 blast cannon with blast, which comes in handy sometimes.
And sometimes backfires you because you roll 1.
Yeah, no, with blast. like Alexei's units, he had 10 mins.
Oh, right.
So I automatically shoot 9 lasers at them.
Oh,
without info, that's drops them to -3.
yeah.
Took out 8 strike marines in one.
Interesting.
With 1 unit.
Yeah.
Then 65 acolytes.
65. Not bad.
8 points for an acolyte, and if you give him a rock cutter, then he's 18 points, and the rock cutter is extremely worth it. It does get -1 to hit, but with the cult I took them in, that is Pauper Princes. If I charge, get charged, or heroically intervene, I can reroll the hit roll, so that takes you from a 4+ to 75% instead of 50% hits. And the trade-off is less hits, but the damage ceiling increases from 2 wounds to maybe a 8 model.
Yeah.
If I damage you, their strength ×2 -4 D3 damage. If you lose a wound from the cutter, but you don't get killed from it, I roll a D6. If I beat your remaining wounds, the model is
removed from play,
slain. So I think it also means no F&P, so no.
It's exactly the same way that if your vehicle explodes, so you roll those dices, the amount of guys inside the transport, and each roll of 1, you just remove them. There's no feel, no pain, no nothing. You just remove them. Same thing like here.
Take it off the board, say goodbye. So they pretty much vaporize. They vaporize Terminators, Blade Guards, any multi wounds.
Yeah. So
are done.
What games did you have? Like, what's the first game you had?
I played against a Sisters player. Sisters are pain in the ass. The MSU units make me sweat because the damage output is very similar to Genestealer Code. So toughness 3, not very survivable, but each unit can do a lot. Retributors can put a lot of melter shots into you. Dominions with the advanced move, and Storm Bolters. Repentia, which I don't understand that unit. I don't understand it. -3 for attacks each. We're re-rolling hits and wounds because of zealots.
I'm not sure, but probably something like that.
They obliterate pretty much anything they touch.
Yeah,
so it's always first turn priority to get them out of the Rhino and then out of the game.
We talked about this 1 week before you played against the Sisters.
Yeah.
Have you made the strategy of wrapping that Rhino?
No.
Oh, because we talked about a strategy that he will have to try and wrap the Rhino and kill the Rhino that has Repentias inside, and like, put all the 10 units around it, so he won't be able to disembark. So we have to pay emergency disembark to put his units of Repentia 6 inches like within the Rhino when he dies. But then we said like we should vect that thing, but in your situation it's called...
we talked about if he starts.
Yeah.
So if he starts and takes the Rhino forward too much, acolytes from trucks have a surprising threat range.
Yeah.
They come out the truck 3 inch, move 6. I can either cast a spell or use a stratagem to make them run and advance and charge. And I thought if he is too careless with them, I could maybe wrap around and then cancel the stratagem with planned generation in the making.
Yeah.
And then make just everything disappear. I wanted to do that if he starts and is careless with the Rhinos, because it's actually, he uses a very good strategy. He takes a Canoness with Ward of the Emperor, which means that he, in the fight phase, he chooses 1 unit's range from the Canoness, and that unit has always strike last. So
That counts as your.
so it's impossible for me to charge them without losing a lot.
Yeah.
They will not survive. If they charge Repentia and attack after the Repentia, I think it's like 0% chance to survive and hit back. So I had to put my head around how do I deal with them. In the end, I took the first turn, so I was able to put one Rhino out with lasers. I had some bad rolls with the D3 on the next Rhino, and was not. I didn't manage to. I didn't even hit him once. But one was out. I used the stubbers from the Ridge Runners to kill the Repentia coming out. It was also the Rhino with the Canoness. So I delayed her very much getting into the fight and using the Word of the Emperor. And the second Rhino that came out, I had an idea, because I take one unit of 10 Acolytes with hand flamers, using my blips to put them across from his Rhinos.
Mm-hmm.
I can choose where to put my units. So I usually put the Acolytes with the flamers outside in deep strike, but in this particular game, I decided to start with them inside of the truck and across from his Rhino. So his turn, he moved the Rhino forward, which I killed. The Repentia came out, and I moved the truck, so it was 12 inch from the Repentia, and 10d6 flamers, strength 3 was enough to make short work of them.
That's some chess type of level moves over there. Like you watch forward 2-3 moves ahead, and that's what I'm telling guys. Like this is the skill that you can get through heavy and hard codexes. I remember playing in 7th edition Drukhari, and I had to think the same way. I had to think like 2-3 turns ahead to plan my things and to make it work. Otherwise, I would get crushed, just like Genestealers in all around the world.
And you get crushed, as Genestealer calls, when you don't. You have to really think how to make every model, every point work. And when you're building a list, you have a toolbox, and then think about how you use that toolbox against the enemy in front of you. Flamers are not very good against something like Marines.
Yeah.
They maybe scratch some wounds or a model off of someone, even if they come in.
But they are okay against toughness 3.
But against toughness 3,
they're okay.
Pretty nice. You get 17 wounds. You need to roll the.
So what about the second game, Tomer?
The second game again, I played against Orks player.
Mm-hmm.
I love the new Orks. I think they're great, man. I think the codex is strong.
What's his name? What was the player? Do you remember?
The name was Sergey.
Sergey.
He brought a very.
He brought the Squiggoth, the big Squiggoth. You can watch the Squiggoth in the trailer. I had like 1-2 seconds of him taking a picture of him. If you want, guys.
Yeah.
I think I'll even put it in here. The Squiggoth is a beautiful model, and he brought it to the tournament. What a champ! Yeah. So what happens with the Orks there?
So because of the Squiggoth is gigantic.
Yeah, it's huge.
36, no, 20, 30.
36 wounds?
36 wounds.
Yeah.
You can shoot him from anywhere, even if you don't have, even if he's behind obscuring. So priority number 1, lasers.
All the laser into the poor Squiggoth.
Luckily, again, I got the first turn.
Yeah.
Actually got the first turn against everybody.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Even against Alexei?
Alexei and...
wow, that's...
although, because we're fast, but not as fast as Drukhari or Eldar, sometimes I like to get the second turn.
So they will get closer and
closer
the counter. Yeah.
32 wounds. 32 wounds on the squiggle.
First turn.
First turn, he didn't die. Last bracket, so he didn't go
Too far.
And I must say, Sergey had pretty bad luck with the dice. He moved his plane. He had also I can't remember.
Dukhari. Let's check it out.
Check the name.
What's the name exactly?
He moved them across the board, right in between my Ridge Runners, and shot.
Warbomb Blastajet. Wasbomb Blastajet. Yeah.
And pretty much whiffed. He pretty much whiffed with the bomber, which went bad because the bomber died the next turn. I tried what I wanted to do against the sister player, against the Squiggle. So I charged him with 15 acolytes, wrapping around as much as I can.
Yeah.
The cutters made short order of the Squiggle for remaining wounds. Sadly, I missed like a 9,000 IQ play because I could have moved one of my trucks to
wrap
his
even
other
more.
side, to wrap even more. So I lost more models, and I managed to deal with the truck boys. I managed to deal with his backline coming in from behind with a unit of cutters, which charged a buggy that hold his home objective. And the ensuing melee, he charged me the next turn with another buggy after I'm holding his home objective. And then I interrupted with the cutters to attack the buggy first and kill him.
Oh.
So I managed to hold a turn with the acolytes home objective, and putting pressure from all sides. I managed to kill most of his army. It was a very fun game. Against Alexei, I had a he's the winner of the tournament. I had a lot of fun in the game. He managed to overwhelm me, pushing his Dread Knights forward, redeploying one right up against my Ridge Runners.
What did he do? Like, did you shoot him? Then he used his teleport relic?
No, I didn't even manage that.
Oh, I see.
He used his HQ Grandmaster.
Yeah.
He had a relic that if the first time, well, he can
someone
choose.
shoot. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. He can choose the moment he gets shot. He can choose and redeploy him anywhere on the map, 9 inches away from you. So what he did is he redeployed 9 inches away from your units.
No. He also has a spell. He has a psychic power.
Yeah. What?
He can also redeploy one unit.
Yeah. It's like
The Grandmaster.
It cost them 30 points or something like that to redeploy these three. No, actually three more units.
No, he also has a psychic power.
Oh yeah.
So he just cast
like the jump.
Dread Knight. Yeah, like the jump. He used one. Put him forward. The Grandmaster was more in the back, holding one of the objectives, and he moved pretty much his whole army forward. I started against him. I managed to sneak in three Ridge Runners to laser with maximum blast at a strike squad, killing 8. And then I didn't want to overexpose myself, so I held all the others in the back. And I moved 2 trucks to the center, to the objectives near to your deployment, which I think that was incorrect. I should have maybe moved 2 small units to hold them, and then when he comes to kill me, then the truck
to bait him out a bit.
Yeah, to bait him to come to me and then attack him. And also, I think the second incorrect thing I did is the second turn he moved the redeployed Dread Knight was right in the open, so he was in the middle of the board, nothing interfering, so I moved all my Ridge Runners to oppose him and shot him, making a total of 4 wounds.
Yeah.
I should have shot the big interceptors first. The Dread Knight's shooting is really good, but the buggies are very annoying. With toughness 5, 8 wounds, and a feel no pain 6 up.
Yeah.
They sometimes manage to soak up a lot of shots, and then from then on, the interceptors came and attacked me. The Dread Knight. I came from the back with perfect ambush and attacked. He had 5 strike squad, 5-man strike squad unit
On his backline.
on the backline. I killed him and took his objectives. So
Very good.
so he did. He had one turn where he got 5 on the primary, but from then on it was easy for him to clear the back line and then push forward his Dread Knights and his interceptors and overwhelm me. We ended up 87, I think 43, a few points.
Oh, that's not a bad score.
It's not a bad score, but yeah, I learned a lot from that. I have a problem conceptually with very aggressive, very high pressure armies, because if he gets to me, it's over.
You don't have enough tools to deal with them all at the same time.
Maybe I do, but I still this is where I have to grow more as a player to understand what units to give, what units to send to bait, and how to interrupt his forward movement. So yeah, still a lot to learn. The last game against Ray was very fun.
He's a Blood
Agents player, 2 Volkites. Of course,
you
never have enough Volkite. 2 Vanguard veterans with Storm Shield, because you can never have too many Storm Shields.
That's the meta from Blood Angels at the moment.
I hate that. Again, with the 4++ and the high movement and I don't care about killing. He can kill me with chainsaw, but he can get to me fast. And if I whiff with my cutters, then the unit's over. It looked pretty bad for me the first turn because I also whiffed with the Ridge Runners.
Ridge Runners, the whiffers.
They're fun and good, but they're so swingy with the damage.
I can imagine.
It's like I really need them to perform now averagely, and it's like I roll the blast 1/1/1 and miss and don't wound. It was a very fun game. It didn't look for me so good for me in the first 2 turns. He did the questionable play that I really took advantage. It was what's the name of the mission? The last one.
Okay.
The mission was Vital Intelligence, so we play diagonal from each other, and the board is diagonally with 4 points in the center line of the diagonal. On my short side, I prepared the truck to engage him, and he put a unit of infiltrators on the furthest point, which was if I stopped, I just killed them, which I did. And then he had prepared a unit of Vanguard Vet and a unit of Death Company with, again, Lightning Claws and a Jump Pack. And he planned to attack my points, my near points with those 2 units, which he did. Obviously, on that side, I killed the infiltrators, took the points, so he charged with a Vanguard Vet that acolytes. And in my turn, I had still a unit of acolytes on the more center of 2 points. Then he decided not to charge those acolytes and do Apprentice Data.
Apprentice Data, yeah.
They charged them the next turn. And then the main battle was on his 2 close points. Again, 4 times, 4 games, I used a 10-man acolyte squad with perfect ambush to get closer to home objectives, attack the home objectives. So I did it against each of the 4 opponents.
So that's a repeating strategy that you made because it works. It's good.
It's good, but it works sometimes better, sometimes worse. But the time the opponent needs to then turn around and then put a unit back on his objective, and then he has also a low scoring turn, and then he has to dedicate a new unit to sit on the back objectives, and then it doesn't go forward. It gives me some space and some time to deal with the other stuff.
That's how 9th edition works. You just basically put some cheeky little objective secure unit. He begins his turn without any primary objective, and then he's kind of screwed because he put some cheeky little unit on objective.
And with the cutters, I repeated, if he puts anything from light infantry to heavy infantry on that point, and me with the perfect ambush, although it costs 3 CP, but it gives me very good charging chances. I vaporize what's there, and then he needs to start his next turn dealing with that. It's not very hard to kill them, but then you have to change your plans, move backwards with someone, and that's it's a problem by itself. But it was a very fun game with Ree. Next time, don't use Machine Spirit on an Impulsor. Okay?
Yeah, he tried to cheat you.
And I canceled that stratagem and paid 3 CP for that.
Oh, wow. Ouch.
But I love you, Oy. We're still friends.
So let's dig back into our lists.
What about you? How are you games?
If we go about me. So the first game I had is against Homer. He plays Blood Angels. He brought some kind of what he has in his collection. We had fun. I did do 20-0 to him. I was kind of smashing him all over. He brought a Storm Raven, which is kind of a bad unit at the moment. He's not the best at the state, and I started the first turn, so all my Dark Lances went into the Storm Raven, just killed it. He doesn't have invul, he doesn't have any good saves against my Dark Lances, which is -4. Just go in and kill it.
Yeah, no problem.
So my next game was against Ran. We also here in this channel practiced a couple of times with him, with his Chaos Space Marines, in particular Iron Warriors.
Also no Codex.
Also no Codex list. He's ended up at the, let's see, 9th place, which is here, Ran. So we played against him. He brought his Lord of Skulls, which is a really good unit at the disposal of Chaos Space Marines, with some good stratagem, in particular for Iron Warriors. Now, what I did is just basically kill all his surroundings that are pretty easy to do, and ignored his Lord of Skulls. And just basically, I'm so fast, I just jump on the points. He was all closed up and packed inside his Lord of Skull. He just hacked it with his characters and all other stuff until I just started dominating the board all across all angles and wrapped his up in a circle. And then he just released his units in all direction, and then I picked up what I want and basically ate his army and gained some points. Wasn't a challenge over there. I mean, Ran is good for sure. He got the skills, but I think my Codex at this point is have a big dominance over his, and that's what happened, guys. That's the sad truth in the tournament at the moment, in the competitive scene, especially for the people that don't have Codex. Next game was on the second day. I played against Guy. He also played here in the channel with his Grey Knights. He played against Ron in particular with his Grey Knights versus Codex not challenge, but the battle report.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I fought him, and it was absolutely blood-spitting battle.
2 Grey Knights in a row.
Yeah, I played 2 Grey Knights in a row on my second day. I woke up in that day with some headache, and I felt pretty bad on that second day. And in addition, I got 2 Grey Knights in a row. That
Wow.
I mean, that slapped me so hard. Now the game was so close. I think it ended up like 12-8 or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, let's check it out. Yeah, battle round over here, round 3. How much it ended?
12-8 for
12-8. Yeah.
Virginia.
Man, that was some brutal battle.
Yeah.
Wow.
He doesn't hold the punches, guy.
Yeah, he was really precise. He was thinking very much about every move. He really tried, and I saw that. And he also was really lucky with some 4-up invulnerable saves on the Dread Knight.
Story of my life.
It seems like it's a big miss or win on Grey Knights, but in my 2 games it was only a win because I had real suffering penetrating that 4-up invulnerable save all across the 2 games against the Grey Knights, and they always have the cheeky little reroll command for saving that Dread Knight, against my Dark Lances, which are pretty brutal against them if they penetrate. Now, the game was hard, but luckily I won and was lucky to.
You started, or
actually he started.
He started.
Yeah.
You still managed to alter.
Yeah, I think this being second is not particularly too bad, especially for fast armies. Only because of the scoring on the primary. Usually, I realize that many people that have control of a fast army and they start second, they can gather 15 points on the primary if they have like enough units on the board, of course. So I think basically because of it, I won because both of us pretty much gained 5 to 10 points on each turn on the primary. But at the last one, I just smacked 15 points because I knew what units to put and took objective over him, and he couldn't react because I was second.
Because last turn,
only on the last turn of the end, you calculate the primary.
It is an advantage, which amounts to only when the game is close.
Yeah.
If the game is not close, it doesn't matter. So the second player doesn't have any advantage. But when the game is close, I feel that that can tip the game to one side.
Yeah.
And gain some points, and then finish like
11
to 9 or 12 to 8.
And usually that's the gap that you need to actually win, because 12 to 8 that I scored is pretty much that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 8-point difference.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine I always scored 5 to 10 points, so suddenly I score 15 points. That never happened across the board for both sides. So that's like 5 points already advantage. That means like that's already 1 point on the victory final score. So that's what happened.
And against the first round, you started or?
Omer, I started there.
And Ran?
And Ran, I started second.
Second?
Wait. I started second. I started first against Blood Angels, second on Care Space Marines, second against Grey Knight, and first against Grey Knights of Alexei, which is our champion. Now against Alexei was also a blood-spitting game. It was so stressful. So many clutches on the 4+ of Dread Knights over there. Because they
you really need the skills to roll them.
Well, listen, these guys, I left like two Dread Knights and 2 wounds or something like that, and I could remove them with like 6 lances and many like strength 4 shots and whatever. I don't know. It was hard. It was hard. But the most importantly, I will show it in the clip right now. The picture before and after what happened to me with his librarian. Now, like as you can see, I had 2 raiders over there, and his librarian dropped like he found a little spot where to drop his librarian to do smite and vortex of doom. Now all my guys were bunched up like there, and because they needed to kill his nemesis Dread Knight, that's why I was bunched like there. So what he did is smited my raider that had 3 wounds. Not smited, he did like Vortex of Doom.
Which does 2d3 mortal wounds on the target, and then 1 more mortal wounds to units within 3 inch.
I don't remember what exactly happened, but he did some spell. He did 3 damage flat, and then each one of units that are within 6 of my raider received 1 mortal wound. Now, this is the picture right here how it looked, and this is how it looked after. Now, what did happen here? Now I'll tell you guys. He killed my raider, and I rolled a 6 on the explosion, which then automatically killed my raider next to him that has 2 ones over there, and I rolled 6 again. Now what happened, guys, is 2d3 mortal wounds plus 1 all around my center of the board. More or less, I think I counted it. I got to 28 or 26 mortal wounds over there to myself.
But Genia had to roll on his unit's explosion, D3 explosion mortal wounds.
Yeah.
On 7 times.
Pretty much, yeah.
So the maximum is 21 mortal wounds from the raiders.
Yeah.
And you rolled 20.
Yeah.
That's also very nice.
Yeah, I rolled only on the bikes less than a 3, because I rolled 5s and 6s on my mortal wounds, and everything was 3 and everything was 6 and 5, 6 and 5. That means 3 mortal wounds all across my units over there that tried to kill the poor little Dread Knight.
Totaling in, I think, 25 mortal wounds.
Yeah, something like this. 20 something.
There were 4 units around.
Yeah, there was Hellions, Reavers, Succubus, Witches.
3 of them were in range for explosions of 2
2d3.
raiders.
Yeah.
1 was in range of only 1.
Yeah.
So it's 7 mortal wound throws from the raiders. And you roll 20, and then it's 20 from 21, and then 4 more from the vortex.
Something like that.
So that totals in 24 mortal wounds.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy.
We did a statistics calculation. What is the chances something like that can happen? And it's 0.2%.
No, 0.02.
No, 0.2.
0.2. Okay.
0.2% that he succeeds with the vortex, destroys the raider.
Yeah.
Because he needed 3.
No, I think it's automatically 1. I think I said
the unit that he activates vortex on gets 2d3. So he needs to roll 3.
Yeah, and pick
dice
to the highest. Yeah.
And then you needed to roll a 6 on the dice for the explosion.
Yeah.
6 on the dice on the second explosion.
Second one, yeah.
And then roll 20 out of 21. That's 83%.
Yeah.
No, it's 14%.
I don't know. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
That
once in a lifetime.
I have never seen such devastation. Like my succubus.
King of the salt.
Like my succubus, poor succubus was standing there, like doing nothing, and just dies to explode. That was That was horrific. But it was a good game. It was back to back, really really hard game. We fought over objectives back and forth. he teleported his units on my side because I took Herd the Prey, and he took Engage on all fronts to counter it, and so he did. And Dread Knights just carried the game. That's why people around the globe that play Grey Knight just take 4 Dread Knights and just carry on.
You don't really have any other options.
What do you mean about
the codex? Is like interceptors, strike squad.
Yeah, pretty much. You take the fast attack Grey Knights, and you take as much as Dread Knights as you want, like 4 pretty much, and you just play like that. Now I'm definitely gonna change my list to make it better. I for sure gonna make it more killer than it is. Definitely gonna go on that part. We will see the next tournament how it goes, and we'll hope will be soon so I can take the trophy back.
Yeah.
So let's go over to the other people that we didn't mention over here. You at the 6th place, we talked about you. We had Yehuda, he took the Sisters of Battle.
Great list. It makes your life very miserable.
So we got Morven and Celestine. I think we see it all across the board of Sisters of Battle. Like every competitive Sister of Battle just brings them. No
2 squads of Sisters with Melta to hold objectives. No, wait a second. Sacrosands,
yeah. You never leave home without them, just like Volkites, I think.
Yeah, great. Also great unit, also 4++, but also 2+ on the armor, and they give bodyguards, so they just walk with Morven and Celestine, and you can do anything to them. The minions for a nice early battle movement, and you can take objectives. 2 Retributor squad with Meltas.
Pretty much we can say Sisters of Battle, good stuff.
Yeah, it was very good.
Next will be Liam. Kind of a new player, but he brought Custodes. Now he brought Custodes, the list that actually works, which is 3 Telemons. 3 Telemon Custodes.
I think we talked about this list before the tournament, although we all know Liam, he really likes playing, but rarely has the time to. But in conjunction with Guy, they came up with this list, which is pretty easy to operate. And I think unanimously we all did not want to play Liam.
Yeah, because this list is obnoxiously.
We did not want to play him. The Telemons are a bitch to kill.
Okay, the next list will be Ran. So I fought against Ran, and he brought his lot of skulls. He brought decimators. I think he did pick a good list overall. What else? Whatever chaos can bring. He brought decimators. He brought a lot of skulls. He brought Whirlwind Scorpius, which he was really disappointed of, and he said he will remove it. But
what's the idea behind that?
He wanted to pick up units that are like not seen and remove them from the objective. Alas, he did not make his mission. Never, he never succeeded to kill more than
because
3.
He had to shoot at something else, or
because he rolled. He doesn't roll enough good to remove like 5 main units of sisters that are on back to objective, and you want to remove them. So it's hard. It's like, I don't know. It's 2d3 shots or something like that, if I'm not wrong. But I don't know. It's not enough. It's not enough to kill. Yeah. So he is disappointed from that, and it's also costing him a CP. So yeah, he said he's gonna remove that unit for sure. Now, jumping into the 10th place, we have Alon that brought Dark Angels again, but this time Deathwing Terminator spam kind of.
Nice.
He kind of a list that worked once, but now people got used to it and it doesn't work. So basically, transhuman all across the board. So they're pretty tanky lists. Lots of Terminators and Talon Master because it's Talonmaster. It doesn't bring Talonmaster when you play Dark Angels. Didn't bring Volkite. I respect him for that. And yeah, I think it's a pretty cool list.
This list doesn't have enough Volkite.
Ooh, it doesn't.
2 more Volkite in first place.
Yeah. Then in the 11th place we have Leonid. He brought a Skitari. At first, before we talked about in Discord, let's zoom in. We thought this list would take probably the first or the second place. Now we were really scared of that list because we saw the amount of rules and things that they get.
I still don't understand it.
He took Ryza, which is basically Blood Angels, but Skitari.
Yeah.
And he took 11th place. Now, I talked about him with Leonid about what happened, and he said just like the rules are overwhelming. He has to remember so much. He's pretty new to this army, so that's what happens. So the skill of the army and your control of the army really matters at this place, and this is the proof again that skill and the knowledge of the codex and the knowledge of the army is so much important in this aspect of game. So yeah,
but it's also he's a great player.
He's a great player with like Blood Angels
or Dark Angels.
Yeah.
He used them a couple of times. He said he didn't have a lot of time to practice Admech, which obviously you have to know how to buff your units, when and where. And maybe in a couple of more games, and
we will see him start popping.
Yeah.
So at 12th place we have Sergey with his Orks. He brought his big Squigoth. Let's see him.
Very fun list. Squigoth, which is also a transport. So he put a mech with a shock attack gun in it, and tank busters with bomb squids on it. Also, no bomb. Only one bomb squid used shut off because it's a 4+, and then you do mortals.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Against me, he missed almost all of his bomb squigs, which are very annoying. Just say, all those units get mortals. Enjoy it, but he didn't manage to pull it off. The jet, which also a bit whiffed. Some Gretchens to hold objectives. The boys, man, that was a fun unit. His truck boys can disembark after moving with the truck.
After moving?
And still charge.
What?
Crazy.
What?
But you can only take 1 per detachment.
That's still so strong.
It's still strong. Still their strength 4 with their choppas, so it's not like.
But they can reach like to 4 attacks each.
Yeah, but still, it's not crazy. He charged my a truck that I had, so he can just pretty much charge anything he wants. So he moved it, disembarked, charged, but because toughness 6 and his strength 4, he did not manage to kill it. And then I used Daddy to remove the unit.
Go on, Daddy. So, 13th place we have Rui, the Blood Angels player.
Which I played in the last round.
Yeah, he brought
decent amount of Volkite.
He brought two Volkites, 2 Relic Contemptor Dreadnoughts, with Cyclone Missile Launcher in addition to Volkites.
Which
10 Vanguard
pretty
Veterans.
nice because we did play long. And the twin Volkites are shorter range than the Cyclone Missiles, so he still managed to
shoot two different targets.
Maybe 2 different targets, or if he doesn't have a short, still attack long-wise.
He also took Eradicators against tanks. He took the
Eradicators.
Melter Rifle to shoot twice.
He has the he took a Primaris Chaplain on bike, which is always nice. Litanies, and he's Killy in melee. Sanguinary Priest. And then, what's the last one called? Go down. I think Elites. Blade Guard Ancient, that also heals and revives.
he also revives.
Yeah. So because I
No, I think it's like the
Or just-
apothecary. So I think it's like the apothecary. Does he have apothecary? Really contenter? No. Infantry. Yeah, probably that. No, it's Angry Priest.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Angry
so
Priest
the
that
priest
revives.
revives, and the ancient gives some buffs. It was very nice.
So next one is Glenn. Glenn also plays Drukhari.
Also,
He did take Cult of Strife. He took some interesting lists. He took 5 raiders, fine. He took 3 Kabbalah, full 10-man units of Kabbalah squad, some Incubi, 1 Ravager, 2 good Succubi, not the broken type of one, but they're still kind of fishing for their points, of course. And yeah, kind of small stuff from everything, and it's combined to the list. He didn't have some luck, I guess, in his matchups or so. He ended up 14th. But yeah, nice guy, cool to chat with. And I think he's kind of new to the Drukhari as well, because he mainly plays Elder.
but he comes to a lot of tournaments.
Yeah,
and
I think we're gonna see him later on being extra good in the future if he continues, for sure. And yeah, cool guy. Then we have Daniel. He played
Death Guard.
Death Guard. Yeah,
Crawlers are always good.
some Terminators, and blood drones.
Which are very, very good.
Yeah.
They move faster than usual Death Guard. They can give you -1 strength. They're toughness 6 with
Also 20 Pox Walkers.
Walkers.
Yeah, pretty much nice stuff overall.
Yeah, good all around.
And then we have Issen with his...
Andre.
Oh yeah, Andre. Yeah, missed that. Then we have Andre.
Orks.
Orks. Lots of tanks, mechanized Orks. I think. Am I right? Because
Yeah,
I moved around the tables and saw like Orks, and that player has lots of vehicles. Like,
They have ramshackle on their vehicles.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
It's good. It's really good.
Too good. So he did. So his list is pretty interesting. I think he just needs to play a bit more to get higher ranking in the future, maybe. Yeah, look, the list looks good, right? But I think it's the part where when sometimes people need to practice more and play more to get a better handle of your list and understanding. The next guy on the list we have Issen over here. He brought his Chaos. And yeah, so he also brought some dreadnoughts, Contento dreadnought with Volkite. He brought all 3 of them.
3 of them.
3 of them. How rude!
and one of his character buffs them.
Yeah, I think it's
I think it's Karn.
Karn. He just gives them flat, full reroll over there. He just puts him among the 3 dreadnoughts, and all those Volkite just reroll to hit 1s and 2s all day, every day. But hey, look, I'll give him that. He brought the Chaos that are what is called
World Eaters.
World Eaters. Yeah, I mean, they are in a rough spot, but shout out to him for playing a hard army without a codex, and yeah, he did what he can.
I know what it's like to play with no codex in a tournament full of codexes.
I wish I would do that,
and
but I'm sorry.
I must say that each tournament since 9th launch, it becomes harder and harder.
Yeah.
And you have to take yourself even further. So props to him to sticking with them and trying his best to make it work. And
yeah, shout out to those guys that still play with their original army that they like, that they enjoy. And yeah, although you don't win tournament, guys, you still enjoy the game and you still enjoy your army. So I'm all about it. I enjoy those type of thinking because be loyal to your armies. That's what I say. And then we have at the last place Omer. It's his first tournament.
First Timorim tournament.
Yeah, first Timorim tournament, which is basically Timorim stands for big tournament in Israel over here.
It's the biggest tournament.
And
we used to have more than one a year, but last
Corona
we had
issues.
one in March, and then one now. So it's
So it's still
half a year.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
So shout out to Omer. He just, as we said before, he brought things that he has. He said, of course, he gonna bring and buy more stuff from his models.
Rumor has it
Yeah, rumor has it.
that some storm shields and jump packs are on the way.
And even Volkites. Even Volkites.
Yeah, I didn't hear about them.
Yeah. So
We had a great time. I really love all the guys, and I look forward to Timorim. Although, for me, it's nerve-wracking. I really the week before I start feeling it, and I take as much time as I can from the day to look at the lists and do scenarios in my head. What's going to happen and how can I take advantage of it? And during the tournament, it's also nerve-wracking because I don't know. I tend to get into a very focused state that I don't feel time passing or what's happening with me. But then at the end, when the last game is played and I have a release, I just realized how much I enjoyed those tournaments and how much fun it was to hang out with you guys and have fun games. It is, I think people take Timorim the most serious. So if there's a tournament there, everybody brings their A lists and don't hold any punches.
I didn't, but I have other reasons.
Yeah,
but still, it's not a joke list for sure. Cause
it's not a joke list. No.
I for sure know that Drukhari has like our top 2 codexes out there, but yeah.
Yeah, but bad beats are a part of a luck game. You roll the dice, anything can happen. Anything 0.2% can happen. But I think it's a legendary story. Like now,
that's a story to tell the kids,
to the grandkids. You didn't look so happy when it happened.
No, I for sure. No, I was shocked because I thought to myself, what are the odds for all this to happen at once? I was like totally shocked.
And in the last game.
Yeah, for the first place.
For the first place.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be like a story you're gonna remember for years now.
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't roll a 6 on explosion, guys.
Yeah.
Just like that, simple.
Command reroll it.
No, I think you can't.
You can't.
You can't. if you took the explosion, you took the explosion. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So that's a nice sum up for the tournament of Timorim that we have. I think you guys, if you were interested, I hope you will enjoy that. And yeah, next time we will try to do a battle report as we did previous times. Sorry we don't have battle report this week because yeah, we had 4 games in
It was
weekend.
exhausting.
It was exhausting, yeah.
And
yeah, we needed some break.
We need some time to collect ourselves and recharge, but it will be pretty soon.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be soon, and see ya next time, guys.
Thank you very much.
Ciao.